Welcome to the PI Guy, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. My name is John Morris. I am a licensed professional private investigator. Does your investigation report include everything that it needs to include? In just a moment, I will share with you the top 10 things that your report should have. But wait a second. When we get done with that top 10 list, I will give you five bonus tips to make sure you have the best report possible. Okay, I will not be discussing report formatting in this video, but I'm working on a video for report formatting, potentially for next week. That will go into more detail about report formatting. If you would like me to cover that next week in next week's video, go down below and hit that thumbs up button for me. Let's just start at the top and work our way down the list. At the top of your report, there should be a header. Your header should be simple and explain what type of a report it is, like a surveillance report or a background check or a locate investigation, whatever type of investigation that it is. Now, when I say header, I don't mean the header section of the document, like there's the header and the footer, just what is at the top of the document. Within that header information, you should also have the from section. This will have your name, your company name, your address, your phone, your email. It'll also have the date of the report, not the date of the investigation, the date of the report, and it should have a to section including your client's information to include their name, the company name, address, and phone number. Now, number 2 is the subject or the subjects of the investigation. This may be individuals' names or a business name or a quick description or whatever the subject of the investigation was. Number 3 is the assignment details. This is a summary of what the client hired you to do. Now would be a good time to discuss who you are really writing the report to. Obviously, you are writing it to your client, but you have to consider who else will potentially see your report. A judge, a jury, opposing counsel, the subject you're investigating, the news media. The potential audience for your report is extensive, and you need to keep that in mind. So when you're writing that summary of the assignment, it needs to be just that, a summary. Don't put too many details into it. The investigator's name is number 4 on our list of top 10 things that need to be in your report. Don't assume that whoever is reading it knows that your name is on the top and you were the person who sent the report, wrote the report, and conducted the investigation. Make sure your report clearly states who the investigator or investigators were. Number 5 on our list, moving along quickly here, is the date or the dates of the investigation. When was the work conducted? Now, if it was a surveillance or some other case where you have multiple days that will work, there may be several areas of the report that have the date of the investigation in it. Now, if you want me to release a video regarding report formatting next week, go down below and hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button and ring that bell so you will be notified when the next video is released. Number 6 on our list is the summary of the investigation. This is a quick synopsis of what happened, a quick look at the bullet points, if you will, that gives the reader a good idea of what details they will find in the report. Next, of course, then are the details of your investigation. This gives much more detail of what you did and your findings, but keep in mind who might see the report besides your client. Don't give away information that may be damaging to your client's case in your report. I usually report those types of information findings verbally over the phone or in person with my client. Number 8 is a closing comments or a recap statement for your report. Something short and sweet. Don't forget to invite your client to contact you should they need more work conducted. Number 9 is your name and a signature line. That always needs to be in your report. Now, before we go on to number 10 and then on to our 5 bonus tips for your reports, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. That really helps the channel out a lot. Number 10, last but not least, is a disclaimer statement. I usually have this as my actual footer in my document. You need something like this just in case your report ends up in the wrong hands by accident, like opposing counsel or the subject themselves or anybody else. Okay, here we go. Here are the 5 bonus tips that I promised you. Number 1 bonus tip is clarity. Your report must be clear and concise, no vague statements. It must be easily understandable. Bonus tip number 2 is proper use of punctuation. This goes along with clarity, obviously. The incorrect use of punctuation can change the entire meaning of the statement in your report, and trust me, opposing counsel will eat you alive on the stand if your report is not clear and to the point. Our third bonus tip is proper grammar and spelling. These tie in closely with the last two. Make sure you have used good and proper grammar in your reports. Most document editors have spell checkers and grammar checkers built in, where they give you those squiggly red lines for misspelled words and those squiggly blue and green lines for grammar errors. You might also consider using something like Grammarly, which is a tool that I use to help me with most of my writing. Bonus tip number 4, just the facts, folks. Don't put in your opinions in your investigation report, just the facts. Now, if you're considered an expert witness in a specialized field, this might be a little bit different, but for most of us, our investigation reports should include just the facts. And that brings us to bonus tip number 5. Drum roll, folks. Simplicity. Most investigative reports are better off being more simple than complicated. If your investigation report gets too complicated, it can confuse the reader and leave more potential holes for the other side to attack your investigation. Now, thanks for watching the PI Guide, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. Now hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell so you will be notified for upcoming videos. Here are 2 more videos that you most definitely need to watch, folks. And remember folks, stay safe out there.